Hi, first graders. Well, I just finished making Monday's number corner video. Look, there's that shirt I was wearing. And I came outside to do a read aloud video, and it's really cold. So I had to put on my puffy vest and my beanie cap. The weather's changed. All right, here we go. A read aloud for this week. An adventure with lots of very interesting characters in it. Today's book is called One Monster After Another. It's written and illustrated by Mercer Mayer. He writes all those little critter books, and he really draws very detailed pictures. In fact, the cover is a wraparound, so it's got a front and a back that go together. And the characters in this book, like I said, they're very interesting. There are lots of different types of monsters, and their names are pretty silly. So, get ready to listen to this adventure story. One monster after another. Here is the title page. All right, detailed pictures, my friends. Take a good look. One day, Sally Ann wrote a letter to her best friend, Lucy Jane. She put it in the envelope and put the envelope into her mailbox. But before the mailman came, a stamp collecting Trollisk crept up to the mailbox, stole the letter, and gabbled away with a smirk on his snirk. But before the stamp collecting Trollisk could tear off the stamp and collect it, a letter-eating bombonat flew out of nowhere and snapped up the letter. Over the blue ocean of bubbly goo, the letter-eating bombonat flew. But before he could find a nice place to settle down and eat the letter, a bombonat munching Grumly reached up out of the goo and grabbed him. Uh-oh. But before the bombonat munching Grumbly could slither down into the sea for a nice bombonat lunch, snap! He was snagged by a big fishing net and hauled wiggly squiggly on board a fishing boat. Aww. But before the fishing boat could reach land, it was struck by a furious floating iceberg. Scrunch! As the ship went down, the captain quickly stuffed a note into a bottle. He pushed in the letter, for good measure, and then threw it into the ocean. But before anyone could find the bottle, a wild and windy typhoonigator came storming along, sucking up everything in its path. It sucked up the whole blue ocean of bubbly goo, the bottle too, then blew itself away. By morning, the wild and windy typhoonigator was full. So full of fishing boats, bottles, and bubbly goo that it had to let go. Down fell the letter. Which was in the bottle? Which was in the blue ocean of bubbly goo? Down fell the bottle, kerplop, right on the head of a paper-munching Yelopopus who lived on the edge of nowhere. The bottle broke, tinkle-pinkle, and out fell the captain's note and the letter. The Yellopolis smiled. It had been such a long time since he'd had any nice paper to munch. Gleefully, he grabbed the captain's note and munched it. But before he could munch the letter, too, the stamp-collecting Trollusk, who just happened to be passing by, snatched the letter in his snark and ran away. The paper-munching Yellopolis trundled after him, shouting and loudly grimming. Suddenly, out of the sky swooped the letter-eating Bombinat. Snip! He snapped up the letter. But before the letter-eating Bombinat could eat the letter, he was snared in a net, caught flip-flop by the Bombinat-collecting Grythix. The Grythix, as everybody knows, is a Bombinat collector, not a letter collector. He had no use for someone else's mail, so he did what anybody should do with a lost letter. He mailed it. The paper-munching Yellopolis and the stamp-collecting Trollusk and the letter-eating Bombinat watched helplessly as that Grythix opened an official-looking mailbox and dropped the letter in. And before they could steal the mailbox, a mailman rode up on an official-looking motorcycle. "Stop!" he cried. "Unhand that official mailbox." There was nothing they could do. After all, he was an official mailman. The official mailman opened the official mailbox and took out all the letters. Away he rode, leaving the Yellopolis and the Trollusk waving their paws in the air and wailing at the Bombinat-collecting Grythix. The Grythix didn't care a sninkle. Paying no attention to all the noise, he walked home, clasping the letter-eating Bombinat firmly under one arm. Carefully look at these pictures. There's that mailman. Here are those monsters chasing after him. Lots of details in this picture, my friends. Oh, check this out. Dink. Dink. Shh. When Lucy Jane opened her mailbox that afternoon, inside was the letter from Sally Ann. Dear Lucy Jane, nothing exciting ever happens around here. Please come and visit. Your best friend, Sally Ann. Uh-oh. Dun 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 dun. There goes Lucy Jane. Oh, what does she have? Who's watching? And that is the end, my friends, of one monster after another. Wow, that was an adventure. Who do you think had the most adventurous time in this story? Was it the monsters? Maybe. What about the letter? Did it get to go on an adventure too? Pretty fun book, my friends. All right, first graders. Until next time. Bye-bye.